Hello everyone. Lesson 5B is the second in the set of videos about word problems. It focuses on unit analysis. Word problems will often ask you to give an answer in a particular type of unit, even though the question doesn't give you the units you need to build that answer. So you have to do some conversions. That's what unit analysis is. This will make more sense if I show you an example. Okay, so this is a problem we've already solved in the previous video. We were asked to figure out how fast this blimp is flying, and we were able to figure out that it flies 552 kilometers per hour. But what if you weren't asked for kilometers per hour? What if you were asked for miles per minute? You'd have to do that conversion that I'm talking about here, and that's the unit analysis work. Notice this hint that you're given. Sometimes there are some conversions you just know by heart, and sometimes the problem will give you some help with doing that. 1 mile is the same roughly as about 1.6 kilometers. Okay, so step 1 in unit analysis. In my opinion, the best place to start is by writing down the units you're asked for as your answer. So you're asked for miles per minute. I'm going to start by saying I know that I'm going to finish with miles per minute. Step 2 is to fill in what I know. Well, I know that there are 552 kilometers per hour in this speed, and I'm going to somehow get from here to miles per minute. Then step 3 is to fill in the gaps, the conversion rates that are going to get me from kilometers per hour to miles per minute. Well, one of those conversion rates is from that hint, 1.6 kilometers per mile. And here I've written it down, 552 kilometers per hour times 1.6 kilometers per mile. The only problem is I realize I can't do the canceling I want to end up with miles on the top. Notice that the answer I'm wanting has miles on the top. But here I've got miles on the bottom, and even worse, I've got kilometers next to kilometers. I can't cancel the kilometers away. Instead, I'm going to end up with kilometers squared. I don't want that. Remember, you can always flip a ratio. If 1.6 kilometers is about the same as 1 mile, then 1 mile is about the same as 1.6 kilometers. Flipping it upside down, now I can cancel the kilometers, and I am going to end up with miles on the top, just like I wanted. The only problem left is that I have hours on the bottom, and I want minutes on the bottom. Well, here's a case where I have a conversion rate I know by heart. I know that every hour is equal to 60 minutes. Now I can cancel hours away. The only units that are left are miles over minutes. That's what I wanted, miles over minutes. So let's clean this up. I've got 552 times 1 times 1 over 1 times 1.6 times 160. Well, I don't need those ones. Really what I've got is 552 divided by 1.6 times 60. And that's what I have over here, 552 divided by 1.6 times 60. Or in other words, 5.75 if I put that information over here in blue into my calculator. And remember, I've already figured out the units. That's my answer. 5.75 miles per minute is the same as 552 kilometers per hour. Okay, here's one for you to try. Again, previously we figured out that 10.4 meters per second was the answer to a question we were given. Let's change that to miles per hour. Again, I'm going to give you one hint. 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers. Hit the pause button. If you have this answer right when I show it to you, that's it for the video. But if you don't have it right and you don't have the units right, then watch the explanation. Okay, I'm going to assume that you've paused the video and you've had time to work out the answer. The right answer is 23.4 miles per hour. If you don't have that, then here's the explanation. Remember, step 1 is to identify the units that I want. I want miles per hour. Step 2 is to put down what I have. I've got 10.4 meters per second. And now step 3 is to fill in any kind of conversion rates I need. Well, I gave you one. I gave you 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers. Here are some others that I know by heart, but I don't know if you necessarily do. 1 hour is equal to 3,600 seconds. You might not know that by heart, but you do know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, and you know that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. 60 times 60 is that 3,600 that I've got here. And I hope you know that 1 kilometer is the same thing as 1,000 meters. So let's put that information in. Let's make sure that we've got them all in right side up form so we can do the canceling that we want to. I'll show you what I mean by right side up form. Here's all of it put in. And remember, I want the answer to be miles on top, hours on the bottom, and I want everything else to cancel. Well, there's miles right there. It's good that that's on top. And there's hours on the bottom. That's good because that's where I wanted it to be. Seconds, I've got 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom, so they'll be able to cancel. Meters, I've got 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom, so they'll go away. Kilometers, same thing, 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom. So I do that canceling, meters, seconds, and kilometers. I'm only left with miles per hour, so I know that I've got this set up correctly. If you had this flipped upside down, if you had 1 hour over 3,600 seconds, or any of these others flipped upside down, you're not going to get the right answer. But now I can simply trust that I'm going to end up with miles per hour. I've just got to multiply 10.4 times 3,600. And on the bottom, I've got 1,000 times 1.6. And that works out, like I said, to be 23.4 miles per hour. Hit the pause button if you need to study this. Otherwise, that's it. That's the end of the video lesson. Come into class with any questions you have. I look forward to seeing you.